Hi, my name is Patrick, and this is basically 11 weeks preparation plan if you want to score 100 percentile. So, what does it mean? Okay, let's try to first go to the fundamentals. Don't take it on face value. Modify the whole plan that I talk about based on your strengths and weakness. That is important. Secondly, assumption. I'm assuming that you already finished your basics and syllabus is complete. So that is important. If you're not complete your syllabus, it's difficult to score 100 percentile in 11 weeks. So we are assuming that your basics and syllabus is complete. Okay, and you're starting solving your mocks or about to start mocks, and you already are in the process of solving mocks. Um, and you can give at least 4 hours a day for CAT preparation. That is also assumption. Right? More the better, but let's say 4 hours a day minimum, assuming that you're prepared enough for the past. So there are broad plans. One is mock plan, con plan, DLR plan, verbal plan. Okay. So we start with the mock plan. How many mocks you need to write? Ideally, I would say in the first 2 weeks, write 2 mocks a week. So I'm only saying 2 mocks a week in the first 2 weeks because you need to go slow and progress and peak at the right time. If you already started writing a mocks from some time back and scoring really well, then you can increase it to 3 mocks a week. But if you have not and you just started writing mocks, then 2 mocks a week is sufficient to start with. So in 11 weeks, we need to write around 30 to 25 mocks. First 2 weeks, 2 to 3 mocks based on how many. If you already written mocks, as I said, 3 mocks. If not 2 mocks, the rest of it, please preparing. You need to prepare also. Prepare in terms of new methods, whatever you learn, try to apply the new methods, practice more, read more. All that is there. That preparation will go. Mocks is not only there. You need to prepare more. Start with 2 mocks a week. Next 3 weeks, 3 mocks a week. Next 4 weeks, 4 mocks a week. The idea of increasing the number of mocks as and when you come closer to the exam is we need to peak during the exam. You don't want to write too many mocks early, get saturated, and then go downhill. The idea of preparing for any exam or anything that you're competitive, you need to peak at the right time, and that's the reason you start slow and start increasing the number of mocks as and when you come closer to the exam. But last 2 weeks, we recommend that just slow down a bit because you need to be more relaxed. You don't need to burn out during the examination time. CAT scoring 100 percentile is also more about psychology, and you need to be more relaxed in the exam. The more tense you are, the higher chance you will not be able to score 100 percentile. Focus on relaxing yourself, and the last 2 weeks is for that. Reduce the number of mocks, focus more on analyzing your previous mocks, and taking a rest. This is a broad mock plan. As I said, you can alter it based on your comfort level. Okay, analyzing a mock, at least spend initially 5 years per mock, the initial mock that you send. Go to all the questions. I understand that you're scoring high and you're doing well, but it's important to analyze a mock, at least initially, the first few mocks, to understand where you stand, the right strategy, what works for you, what doesn't work for you, your selection strategy, everything. And make a write-up on each mock that you write so that you can learn from your mistake. Even if you're scoring high, it's important to learn from all mocks. Later, you can maybe reduce the number of time to 3 to 4 hours per mock. As I said, you must be scoring high, doing a lot of questions, but still spend that time. It's important to go to all the questions in the mock, try to find is there a better way of solving, a better method of solving. All that is important. Therefore, you require that time. Do you write a 2-hour mock? Analyzing the whole mock again, going to all the questions becomes important. Okay, your focus on mock analysis is try to get better methods if possible. So go to all the questions, the correct answer, wrong answer. Better methods are important because if you really want to score 100 percentile, you need to solve some with a better way of solving, approach. And that learning of approach will come with self-introspection. Go to the sums again, see is there a better approach of solving, see if you could use the options or any other method. Then use that approach somewhere else. Also search for where you can save your time. If you're solving 100 percentile, you need to almost solve all the questions, which means you need to reduce the time wastage anywhere possible. So if you're not able to solve full questions in con or full question DLR, go back and analyze. Is there any way I can reduce the amount of time I'm taking for current question? And if you can save your time, you can obviously solve more questions. For example, if I like a DLR, a lot of people solve DLR with reading the set 3-4 times, wastage of time. You can solve a set just by reading the set maximum once or twice, and you can still solve a complete set. That's saving your time on reading the set multiple times. Also, how you start the set, that's important. Or how much time you wasted on difficult questions, that is also important. It's not at 100% to solve all the questions. There is a chance that there are difficult questions in the exam. You need to learn to leave it, etc. Important. Okay, and identify areas that you need to work on. I mean, you will always have areas that you feel, no, I want to study more and work on that. Identify. I mean, even the best of students have that weak area, some areas of weakness, which you need to work on separately. So identify those areas. For quant, I mean, ideally, if you really want to go fast, you should try to solve without pen, because the moment you use pen, you go slow. You waste your time on that. So you may use pen during the mock, but during the practice sessions, try to avoid it. And in the mocks, also try to minimize the usage of pens as far as possible. I'm not saying don't use a pen. You will have to use a pen, but minimize it. Also, not using a pen helps you to get better methods of solving. So you're forced to think differently so that you can get the answers. So try to solve some without pen. Okay, there are few like geometry equations here where you may have to draw the figure or something on that. There you use a pen, drawing the figure. Don't use a pen for forming equations, etc. Avoid it. See, you can force yourself to get better methods. Okay, once you have solved, I mean, say you solved a sum, go back and see, is there a better way of solving? Look at the solution, check, is there a better solution out there? Always look out for better methods as far as possible. And if you get a method, try to apply the same method to other sums. I mean, key is to you be able to use a method in different sums. That will reinforce the method, first of all, and it will help you to apply that in the mock, in the exam. Also, make a book for the methods. People make a book for formulas. I mean, those are basically for people who are scoring. I mean, just fundamentally doing. But if you're really scoring 100, want to score 100 percentile, your focus has to be methods, not formulas. To focus on a book of methods and try to get along with it. And be careful of ego. One of the biggest problem for good students is the ego. I mean, what happens is I'm very good at maths and I'm solving a question, and I don't know why I'm not getting the answer, but I know I'm really good at it. So I force myself and I may waste my lot of time. A lot of people ruin themselves in the exam purely because of the ego that they have. It. I have to solve a set. Learn to leave very difficult set. You can come look at a solution, that's perfectly all right. Don't try to spend extra time and solve a set. That is will build your ego. Avoid it. Learn to be careful with regards to ego as far as writing mocks and exams concerned. DLR, again, you solve a set, but go back and check what process you used for solving was correct. Is there a better process of solving? Was there a better format that could be used? Was there a better pattern that could be used? Okay. Check if the set can be solved by different methods. I mean, there are different methods for even DLR. I mean, was your method right, or was there a better way or better method of solving, better way of approaching the sum, etc. Okay, and also important DLR is to identify time where you can save time, because time is of essence in DLR. You don't even realize how the time passes. So focus on areas where you can save time, and try forming patterns and formats. It's like a DLR. Look at it as a chess game. When you look at playing chess, normally even a normal average person can become a grandmaster if he keeps practicing chess for maybe 5, 6 years or 7 years. Okay, he does enough of practice. Same goes with DLR. The moment you can form patterns in your mind, you'll be able to solve. But you need that much practice to get that pattern formed in your mind. So ensure that you practice enough and form patterns and write down the patterns. Make a book where you write down the formats which are there, which you can go to it later. I mean, redoing the same thing again, which are important sets, will help you to format pattern. You always have to look at new sets, definitely. But also, if you have good patterns for the old sets, please use it. For verbal reading is important. Ensure that you enjoy your reading. Okay, read from international magazine, at least one if possible, more, because most of the questions or articles that come in the CAT are from the international magazine and newspapers. Try to read from there. Okay, also when you write a mock or a test in verbal, you make mistakes, and verbal normally the accuracy is comparatively lower as compared to DILR and on. Go back and check why have you done a mistake. Analyze it as such. I mean, make a book, and then over a period of time you'll understand the pattern of what mistakes have you done. You can practice VA separately. I mean, take VA, focus your practice on VA. Like parajangles. So pick number of sets of parajangles and practice. Try to experiment, find out what methods work, doesn't work, and then go for it. Daily schedule when a mock day, 2 hours of mock, 4 hours of analysis, 1 to 2 hours of reading is what I would recommend as far as possible, right? And maybe solve one puzzle. This is during the mock day. When you're non-mock day, practice con for 2-3 hours. 2-3 hours from DLR. I mean, mocks are a good source of questions. Either mocks or a past question CAT papers. 2 hours of reading and one puzzle. This is what is expected of you on a non-mock day, right? Additionally, ensure that you don't study at a stretch. You'll saturate. The moment your mind is saturated, you'll not be able to learn anything new. Then you're going mechanically trying to solve it. It doesn't help. If you really want to score very high percentile, Your mind has to be fresh to think the sum in a different way. So just doing number, focusing on quantity doesn't help you to improve your scores. Okay, and also make a hobby exercise work. It will give you refresh your mind in between. You study, you need something in between to refresh yourself. Hobby, create a whole hobby. Maybe cooking, maybe music, maybe something that you refresh your mind between your studies. That should help you to give a break for your brain. Also, see if you can have a group of friends whom you can talk to any problem with CAT or any other psychological issues facing with preparation. Talk to them so that you can share your problems. You help each other out as well. I hope this helps. We'll come up with more videos that will help you with your preparation. Interested, you can subscribe to the channel. Thank you.